All right, welcome. Today we are diving deep into a tool that honestly runs a huge chunk of the modern internet, Spring MVC. You ever look at a massive, complex website and wonder how it doesn't just collapse into a pile of chaotic code? Well, Spring MVC is a massive part of that secret sauce. So, picture this. You've got an idea for a serious web application. I'm not talking about a simple blog, but something with user accounts, complex data, the whole shebang. If you just jump in and start coding, you are going to find yourself in a world of hurt, swimming in what we call spaghetti code. Your logic for how the app works gets completely tangled up with the code for how it looks, and trust me, trying to change one little thing becomes a nightmare. It's like performing surgery in the dark. And that's exactly why you need a blueprint. I mean, you wouldn't build a skyscraper without one, right? The same thing goes for software. You need a solid, proven structure to keep everything organized and to make sure every piece of code has a clear job. That blueprint is what we call a framework, and today we're looking at one of the absolute titans in the Java world, Spring MVC. Okay, so how does this framework actually bring order to all that potential chaos? To really get it, we're going to use a simple analogy that I promise will make everything click: a busy restaurant. This is going to help us visualize the three core parts of the design pattern at the very heart of this framework: the model, the view, and the controller. You'll often just hear it called MVC. First up, let's head to the back of the house. Meet the model. In our restaurant, the model is the kitchen. This is where all the real work gets done. It has all the data, our ingredients, and it knows all the business logic, our recipes. Now, what's really crucial here is that the kitchen doesn't care one bit how the food looks on the plate. Its only job is to get the data right, to cook the meal according to the rules. That's it. Then you've got the view. The view is that final, beautifully plated dish that gets delivered right to the customer's table. In the world of web apps, the view is the user interface. It's the HTML and CSS. It's the web page your user actually sees and clicks on. Its job is not to cook anything. Its job is to take whatever the kitchen prepared and make it look fantastic for the customer. And finally, we have the piece that ties it all together: the controller. You can think of the controller as the restaurant manager. When a customer places an order, or when a user clicks a button on your website, the manager is the one who takes that request. The manager doesn't cook the food, and they don't plate it. Instead, they coordinate. They tell the kitchen, our model, what to prepare, and once it's ready, they tell the staff which dish, our view, to present to the customer. It's the ultimate middleman. Okay, so we've got our kitchen, our plated dish, and our manager. Now let's see how they all work together by following a single order from the moment a customer makes it all the way back to their table. We're going to map this journey directly to the real technical pieces inside a Spring application. And you know what? This flow maps perfectly. Every single request from a user, whether it's a click or a form submission, first hits a central component called the dispatcher servlet. Think of this as the restaurant's main reception desk. That servlet then looks at something called the handler mapping, which is kind of like the restaurant's staff directory, to find the right manager or controller to handle that specific request. Then our controller does its job. It gets the necessary data from the model, and finally it picks the right view to show the user. It's a clean, predictable assembly line for every single interaction. The restaurant analogy is great, but let's make this way more concrete. We're going to peek inside a tiny little app for managing employees and look at the three essential files. You'll see exactly how the model, the view, and the controller show up as actual code. So here they are, our three core files. They tell the whole story. First, employee.java. This is our model. It's just a simple Java class that defines what an employee is. Name, department, salary. These are our ingredients. Second, employee controller.java. This is our manager. This is where we write the actual code to handle what users do, like, hey, get me a list of all employees. And last but not least, list.html. This is our view, our plated dish. It's a basic HTML template just waiting to be filled with all that employee data. Now, zoom in on this one line of code. This is from our controller, and it is absolutely crucial. This is the moment of the handoff. So after our code goes and fetches a list of employees, this line, model.attribute, is basically packing up that data into a little bundle, slapping a label on it that says employees, and getting it ready for the view to use. This is how the backend talks to the front end. And here is the other side of that handoff. This is inside our HTML file. This little bit of code here is what unpacks that bundle of data. This attribute, THEACH, is basically an instruction. It says, hey, go find that bundle of data the controller sent over with the employees label. For every single employee you find in that list, create a brand new row in our table. And that, right there, is the magic that turns a boring, static template into a dynamic, data-driven web page. So that's the how it all works. But what about the why? Why do so many professional developers and huge companies absolutely swear by this approach? Well, the benefits are a total game changer. The number one biggest benefit is something called separation of concerns. Basically, your back-end developers can work on the kitchen logic without ever having to worry about breaking the user interface. At the same time, your UI designers can perfect the plated dish without ever touching any of this sensitive business code. It's also incredibly flexible. You can easily swap out your view, so you can serve up a normal HTML page for a website, or you can serve up raw JSON data for a mobile app, all using the same controller. And finally, it's super testable. Because every part is independent, you can test them one by one, which makes finding and squashing bugs way, way faster. And listen, this isn't just some theory from a textbook. Spring MVC is the real deal. It's the proven industrial strength foundation for countless systems you probably use every day. It's trusted to run mission-critical apps in e-commerce, banking, healthcare, even government services. This is why knowing how to build with Spring MVC is such a valuable skill. It's used to solve really big, really important problems. So at the end of the day, here's the big takeaway. Spring MVC takes the absolute chaos of web development and gives you a clean, organized, powerful blueprint for success. It forces you to separate what your application does from how it looks. And because of that, teams can work better, build stronger software, and actually maintain it for years to come. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?